This episode is brought to you by Broadhead Decals. From door wraps and roof signs, window stickers and banners, let Broadhead Decals take care of all your vinyl needs with only quality products used.
Justin's graphic design abilities will get you everything you could ever want. With super fast shipping, their turnaround time is second to none. So let Broadhead Decals take you to the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. What a weekend.
Good show. Good. Wicked team show.
I've just got to see highlights.
Yep. It was Friday and Saturday. They run Friday night. We was over pretty damn early. They ran the compact team heats and the bone stock team heats. Got through those pretty good. I think they have redeemed themselves. The January show we kind of talked about a little bit. It was pretty slow paced. Not this weekend. Heats were turned all the way up to 100. I'm going to give it up to the Wicked guys because I think they had an issue in January where people were not stopping for red flags. So I think something was actually said about it. So one team the whole team got broke off Friday night in the compacts for that reason. We call it tunnel vision or whatever, but they've got those strobe flashlights that are flashing in your eyes. They don't have the big horn like Capital Carnage has or Blizzard Bash has or anything like that.
Fuck, that doesn't matter. I've been hit under red at Blizzard Bash.
Yeah. Well, this dude was smoking a motherfucker under the red probably 3 times. And I'm talking wheel shots, those 20-footers of wide open. So they finally got everybody to stop, walked out, broke him off, went to his team. The other 3 teammates broke them off too. They got a free ride to the Concy. Had some Southeast Missouri boys put in some work in the heat.
Got some Snapchats.
Yep. In the heats as well on Friday. And then congratulations to Harry Hatton's team, the Young Guns, for pulling out the win on Saturday for the bone stock teams.
That's somebody we've touched on a little bit on here, quite a bit. But I don't know if that dude really gets the recognition that he deserves because he's a fucking wheelman.
Oh, yeah. He was in Old Iron.
I've seen him at Hot Springs, all the Wicked shows. He run a lot of that Arkansas stuff, and dude can drive.
Well, doesn't he, isn't that pretty close, Mr. Wiley?
Yes.
That show down there around Kennett, that's something.
That is a motherfucking show. I don't know if you've ever watched any videos.
I haven't. I've seen some videos, some highlight videos, but I've never got to see
that JC's Derby that they have. That motherfucker is no joke.
Nasty.
Yeah. Which those cars, they're built motherfuckers, and they run them wide open.
Just the way we like it.
Yeah.
Just the fucking way
he has
we
tried
like it.
and tried to get me to take a car down there. And I was like, no, I'm not going down there to get my ass kicked. I can do that right here at the house.
I do not want to go anywhere and die.
Yeah. Ask Clayton.
Because they would feel real bad for you for about 10 seconds until they got your ass on a gurney, and then they go right back to business as usual. But they, normal Sturgis, a lot of Fords. Now,
their rules lean more toward that new style build. I've read over their rules. I may catch some scrutiny over this. It seems like to me the lighter end of a street stock build. And whenever I say that, I think it's more toward what you can do to the frame. Because in street stock you're allowed, a little bit more than your 6-plate stock rules, the braced rear ends and shit like that. So that I feel like, that is kind of where their rule set is for the people that are local to us that kind of know that street stock, and even the people that are kind of national stuff, because everybody's got the wheelman class, the street stock build. because that's kind of what it looks like to me.
They don't fuck around.
Well, and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from a Ford. We have seen that time and time again. They're good all around cars. I mean, you've seen it. No, everybody's always like, well, fucking, you take an old iron, it'll eat it up. Well, depends on the rule set.
Correct. What you can and what you can't do to them.
You let them tilt and stretch them forwards. Watch out, old iron.
Yep. Yeah, they like I said, Harry was in he was in an old iron. I believe the other three were in new Fords. I think there was at least one or two of those that were 03s or newer. A shitload of 03s. But that's like we've talked before, down there, them bitches are plentiful. Bubble Lincolns, 05s and 6s.
Well, all bullshit aside, 5 years ago, when everybody was on the 03 hiatus, fuck those cars, get them out of here. They were bringing $200.
Yeah.
All day. A person should have filled their pasture.
I think that's what we're seeing.
I'm sure it is. I just wasn't smart enough to do it because I was like, oh, we're never going to run out of these other ones.
Yeah, and I mean, now you're seeing 9802s that are $1,000, $1,200 stripped.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
And there's people out there that do it, but
I'm not.
Nope. Hell, I've been trying to find a driver.
Good luck trying
a
to
driver 9802 for $3,000 plus.
I'm not doing that.
I'm like, dudes, no.
I'm not giving you $3,000 for a fucking 98.
No. I mean, I've seen
there's some clean ass drivers out there.
I saw a 99 driver with 40,000 miles on it for $10,000.
The last, and I'm gonna put this in quotations because I wasn't gonna drive the motherfucker. Could have been drove. It was a driver. I drove a bitch home. Was that 95 blue Lincoln I had that Dalen and them bought?
Mm-hmm.
I gave $200 for that car. Complete. Title, cats, good tires, working air suspension on the back of it, like clean, good car. That same car right now, you put it on Facebook, somebody give you $800 for it.
Fast.
Yeah.
Like won't even Jew you.
Nope.
And just within minutes.
I bought an 01 Grand Marquis for $150. Drove it home. Transmission was a little funky in it. Those days are gone.
A lot of in today's world, a lot of the stuff that we're used to are gone.
Yeah.
Everybody blames it on the Derby community.
No, I blame it on $300 a ton scrap metal and fucking cash for clunkers.
Yes, and now it's $110 right now for shred, and converters are down, wheels are down. China will only take so much bullshit.
Cars are still going.
Yeah, still going
to
higher
the fucking moon.
Yep, higher than draft pussy.
Guys should have invested in 9802s instead of fucking Bitcoin.
At least you can get paid out on the 9802s and not the Bitcoin.
Well, they're better currency.
Yes.
Especially fucking Dogecoin.
Yep. But, that's the difference. A lot of guys, we have talked, some guys build out of their realm when they're going to a big show because they think they have to have old iron. Or they think they've, case in point, Chad Markley running a Lincoln at Capital Carnage. That's a car that we don't see Chad in.
No. Like that, that in itself was like, everybody was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Correct. So, you get these guys like Mr. Bozarth. He went to Mississippi the week before and took an old iron. I haven't seen Mr. Bozarth in an old iron for a minute.
Right.
It's 03 life, usually of some sort. He actually, Mr. Bozarth did run in the duo class. It was him. He still had the flame job, and the bubble Fords. He didn't fare so well. They've got a little sandbag ferry that runs around and paints hearts on hoods. That's your one warning. The next warning you get broke off and you roll on. I don't think Bozarth was running the gas pedal. I think he was running the steering wheel, so he doesn't have any control of that. So
Sandbagger and Bozarth is not something you usually hear together.
correct, ever. He was I believe he was the only guy that got broke off for sandbagging for the weekend.
I would say you better fucking watch out for Bozarth the next show.
On the next one.
Yeah.
When he's got all control, because then it's on. Like I said, it was a good show. It was a good compact show.
Gross.
Making junk. I'm talking one into the other.
It's hard to make junk out of something that was already junk when you got there.
I can tell you, I think there was some bad blood. Kind of, some on-track interviews and stuff, where there's some other
that
teams.
makes for some good fucking
It
show.
does. And then especially when they draw each other in the heat, and one of the teams that were kind of the favorite started, I guess they were talking a little bit of shit, saying that they got an easy draw, and they got whooped. Had to go the long way on Saturday through the Concy.
Man, do these guys not watch any UFC or anything like that?
You would think.
I mean, it's always the quiet ones that you got to watch out
Yes. Team locally hated pulled out the win for the compacts down there.
I fucking hate
Well
that name.
deserved. Well deserved.
for. Nothing against the team. That
No.
name, I hate that fucking name.
Something that is
Usually locally unknown.
something that you don't usually see in Sturgis. Camaros. There was a Camaro on that team, and don't think his shit wasn't right.
I would say after the end of last year and now the beginning of this one, I would say you're going to see more of those.
80s. I think that's what his was. 80s Camaro.
I want them to get into that 70s. That's what I want them tearing up. I love that shit. I love the heartbreak on the internet.
It should have been restored.
Oh, get
It
fucked.
should have kept it.
There's so many of them motherfuckers out there. Like, everybody's got one in the backyard. Oh, yeah, we're going to fix that up. Fuck that, smash it.
Well, there's a place just about 8 miles south of my house
Yeah.
that's got
It's littered with them.
40,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna guess. So they're out there. I
Fuck
mean,
yes, they're out there.
yeah.
Weren't that good a looking car anyway. You had to get back into that 69 to have a good looking Camaro.
789.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But like I said, I think they redeemed themselves. The new crew for Wicked. It was a damn good show.
Wonder how Tech was. You heard anything? Say anything?
I didn't hear and I didn't see. I didn't even have Snapchats for,
That's usually-
for Tech.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
Yeah, I know they
Either they were just letting everything in, or they were good tags.
correct. I know back when we went to Sturgis, Justin Buchanan from over on the east side over there, that Ohio area. Justin knows. He knows. He was a very good tech.
I feel like collectively, all bullshit aside, in the last 3 years, man, these tech crews, they're getting them together.
Yes. Yeah, they're like almost all stars.
Well, and I might be speaking out of turn here when I say this, but whenever you're not as much having to worry about a car count, you can really, really start tightening down. Because if you build it, they will come. Whenever that happens, and you're selling out shows in a matter of seconds, then you don't have to worry about, maybe letting these guys slide so that we've got a show.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and I like it. I think that is something that needs to just, I hope that keeps growing, because reliable tech crews we've seen holds the driver interest.
Correct. We've seen techs make or break a show,
Fucking A.
even on the big stage.
Yes.
Because if there's just a discrepancy in the rules of how the driver interprets to what the tech official is actually looking for, next thing you know, they're looking for stubs and horns and shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There were several teams that were signed up. Hell, I think there was a couple local guys to us that were actually signed up for the stock 4-man show for Sturgis, and I think something happened with maybe the team captain, some family issues, so they just they didn't push it.
Right.
They didn't try to look for another guy, none of that stuff. I got some of that confirmation yesterday, kind of what was going down, and
I wouldn't mind, I think before I completely quit derbying, I want to run at least one team show just to get into that. Because I don't know, I'm sure everybody's picked up on it now since we're pushing that 100th episode, and I kind of like to talk about myself. That I'm in this for the experiences. Like, I'm not doing this where I'm picking one class and that's what I'm stuck to. This isn't a one promotion thing that I want to run, X amount of such and such as shows. I want to, like, if something piques my interest, I want to fucking try it.
correct.
And I've been like that my whole life with, pretty much everything.
With crack and
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
I've always said I'll try anything once except for gay
Yeah,
and meth.
right.
Because it is that experience. It's that trial. Can I do it? It's something you want to do.
Yes.
So fuck it. Make it whether it's a 2-man, 3-man, 4-man,
Yeah.
or whatever, just to see.
Well, like I said, it's the experience for me. It's the atmosphere, the pressure, the build quality, all that shit. It
Yes.
took me 4 years to get a fucking setup that I trust to take to these places.
And that's a lot.
Everybody, we've talked before. I don't have gobs of money to throw at this shit, but I do feel like that I finally got something put together that works. So now it's time. I'm ready to start crossing shit off the list.
Yeah. Yeah. That was something that, the demo thing. We finally got through like all the voting and
Yes.
and shit. The Click was one of the pro-light teams that got voted in. They always run down to Sturgis. Them boys were the first ones to turn it up. Just absolutely batshit crazy once it got turned up. The boy was sitting there next to me and he was like, Dad, his exact words were, this is fucking boring. But they were doing that C's part, end to end, just kind of rubbing and bumping, and then all hell broke loose.
You see that a lot, though, because everybody's feeling the fucking track out. Whether it's your first or 100th time on there, you're never running with the same field. So you've got to go out there and see what's going to happen. Usually the first 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, is shit.
Yeah, you can go get a beer.
Yeah.
You can make some tacos,
Yeah.
nachos, do all that shit. And then usually by the time you come back in,
All it takes is that one motherfucker.
you hear it. You hear one motor going past 2,500 RPMs, and then you have all the motors
Yes.
at 8,000.
Yeah. Well, because it's time.
Yeah.
Usually for me, it's time to go find a corner. Or the first dead car. Where's he at? Let me get behind him.
Yeah. There was some, when I say that Sturgis redeemed themselves from January, there was a duo car that I promise you was a PJ Snar motor, was a Adam Lemonazure motor, was a CJ Barnes motor, 9,000 RPMs, just a sound above everybody else. But then the winner was Mr. Tyler Bringers in a Bubble Ford. And yes, Tyler shit runs really, really good, and it's very, he's got a lot of confidence in his setup, but it's nothing stupid. It sounds really good. It sounds really good when he cracks it open, but it's not just stupid, just blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just not slobbering all over itself. It got hot, and it never stopped.
That's all you can ask for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I preach the other end of the spectrum when it comes to those motors. I would rather have something with a little less horsepower that will be running at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you, and the next time we do get a motor builder on here, I'm going to ask them, how many drivers call them and are like, hey, I want a motor that'll still be running at the end, versus how many drivers, I want to be able to hear this motor over everybody's.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are two different people.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And you have I'm not going to say very few, you have a smaller amount that's right in the middle.
Right.
They want to party, but they want to be at the end of the party too.
Right.
There's several guys that have that, getting in that spot where I'm going to push 3 or 4 cars out of my way, or, well, I just want enough horsepower to spin the tires.
And like I said, I catch a lot of shit for it. I am going to put, like I said, we've talked, I'm going to put a little bit into my motor, before we go back out. But at the end of the day, I can still achieve that pushing power and get out of the way power by changing gears in the back end of that motherfucker.
Do you need to wake it up a little bit more? Go up 2 steps.
Yes.
Go from a 529 to a 567.
Yes. Which, with what I'm putting in there, I think I'm going to be able to back off of the gear just a touch. But it's less stress on the drivetrain. It's less stress on the motor itself. I don't want to have to put any more electronics on something than I've got to, especially in a demolition derby car.
Correct.
That's just more shit for me to have to tidy up. That is more shit for me to snag whenever I'm in there, fucking flopping over the center bar and shit like that. I'm not saying it don't work, because you see a lot of them win with big motors. Just on my end, peace of mind, knowing that we've seen my car boil in water. It still don't die.
Not die.
Yeah. Whereas you get a big high compression motor that's fucking scorching hot. Whenever it dies, just as well as I do, advanced timing,
I've always been told compression makes heat.
It does.
I mean, so now people are playing that game. They're trying to run bigger cubic inches, but less compression. To get that, still get some of that torque in there, to get that pushing power out of the way and not burn your shit up. Because there were some motors last night that I promise you was chirping, but never quit.
And see, that's where I'm at.
Headers, see-through headers.
Yes.
Never died. And finally, it just got so hot,
there's nothing that'll take all the heat.
No.
But I'm just, just as well as I do, you can throw the best parts at one of them, but a big high compression motor will die before one that's not there.
Yep. Yeah.
But a lot of those guys with those big high horsepower motors, they're planning on getting a derby over before that.
That's their plan.
They're not looking for that 20-minute dog or rabbit and turtle race at the end of it.
They ain't in it for an hour.
No.
They're in it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're looking for those 25-minute heats.
Yep.
Or features.
But I think, like I said, the cars that were down there with motors and, like I said, and even in the duo classes, the compacts, the stock singles, it was a very good show. Congrats to everybody.
I'm going to catch up on it this week.
Like I said, it was a good show. I think Friday started at roughly 6:30, and I think I was We were done by 9. I think
I'm glad that shit's catching on.
they split. They split the track,
Yep.
pulled 2 heats out, ran 2 heats, got both of them off, and then pulled the next 2 on. They ran all the compacts first and then all the stock next. One thing that they did do this weekend is the heats, they were nose to nose. The features, they were wall to wall. Remember Trey, Mr. Trey Hewer, a couple years ago over in Salisbury, the old boy didn't even get off the line. There was a couple of them
Eek.
where I think they were thinking in their mind, hey, let's just kind of wait, let them go, and then I'm going to slide through here. Well, before they got slid, they were already, that's where they stayed.
Sometimes that whole waiting it out on the line don't work. And the only way to stop that sometimes is to meet them in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there was Miss Tony Burkhart, where he'd run up somebody's ass into somebody and push them into the wall and junk both ends. There was some of that. Some of the guys that were running down there, they got pretty quick to that instead of just letting that freight train happen. They're, catching it and turning out of it so that shit wasn't happening to them. But Derby Nation had, you just go on to derbynation.tv, and it was $45 for Friday and Saturday, or you can do $85. You can get Friday and Saturday for the Hillbilly Bash as well. So you can go in, if you've rented one or both of those, you've got a 30-day replay. I didn't see anything on Hillbilly Bash. There wasn't enough time to do 4 shows and in 4 shows and 2 days. So that one will be a little bit later down the road, maybe. We'll kind of knock Sturgis in the head. Like I said, good job, Wicked crew. Like I said, I think you redeemed yourself. It was a really good show. We have next personal show that we will be at least myself, we will be at Cornhusker Chaos. That is a show in Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska. Reckless Promotion, Logan Dowie and his crew. We've talked to Mr. Derek Court, who is taking their stock 2-man team show up there. It's a whole load. It kind of threw me a curveball because I'm used to a Friday and a Saturday show. This is a Saturday and a Sunday.
Right.
So I kind of had to say, hey, boss, I'm going to come work Friday till about 2, but then I need off Monday. I believe it's roughly 6.5 hours from my house. So I'm going to drive roughly an hour, get home, get my shit loaded up, and then roll on.
There is one thing that I want to talk about before we move into something too big. I would like to talk about the teams that got in.
Oh, the demo teams.
Yes.
Yes.
It looks like Chaos in the Valley got in.
Mm-hmm. And this is Bristol for the Pro Light. Oh, yeah. It's Bristol, baby.
DAD got in. Team Metro. Whitaker Salvage / NLR.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson Wrecking Crew. The Click, which you hit on a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And RDP.
Yes. That was what I would consider probably very emotional for these guys because they were jumping spots in minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in third. We should be good. And
Wrong.
45 minutes later, they're in ninth.
Yeah.
And then back up to fifth, and then to eighth, and then to sixth, and then to third. It was just absolutely insane.
I don't know how I feel about the voting thing.
My issue with the voting thing, I'd be sitting in my house on my Wi-Fi. I could vote.
Yep.
I could vote one time after the second stage of the voting. Not the first stage got chucked out the window. I was sitting there. I voted. My wife was sitting right next to me.
She couldn't vote.
She couldn't vote.
IP address. Take your phone off Wi-Fi.
tried it.
Still couldn't vote.
Still couldn't vote.
I had to get on my work laptop that runs off a different VPN.
It let me vote twice on my phone. Once on Wi-Fi, once off. No, 3 times, I guess. And then another time here.
I went to work, which is a different Wi-Fi. I was able to vote at work off my phone, but I couldn't. That was it, and that's fine. And I think that's what they're wanting to do. But if I've got me, my wife, my boy, and my daughter, who all know RDP and are all trying to vote, it wouldn't let them.
Well, and here's a little bit, I guess, of my reservations on the voting thing. This shit all takes work. We know this. Nothing's ever perfect the first time out. And if it is, somebody's got fucking blinders on.
Yep.
As much as I've seen it shared and this and links posted, how many of these motherfuckers don't even know what a derby is and was on there voting?
Probably a lot. As long as they weren't in the same house.
Yes, but you know what I'm saying.
There's that kicker.
Like, you with me?
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's done. It's over. Stand behind it. 100% own the shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, run it. This is the way we did it. This is how the fuck it's going down. Own that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Few loose ends might need tied up on it. Anything that you do, you're going to catch scrutiny on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations as fuck to everybody that got voted
Yep.
in. It's just nothing's perfect.
See, that voting right there, how the voting turned out, changed the pro side lineup as well.
Yeah.
Because Dalen did state to me in person that there was no way that he was going to be able to afford 2 cars to take down there. If they got in...
It wouldn't even fucking matter. Could you imagine the work?
Oh, fuck that. No. But, so it actually changed Jason Kinman's team, where I think he there had been some conversation between Dalen and Jason. You know, hey, if this is more of what I'm wanting to do, if this happens... You know, so the conversion between Jason and Dalen, Jason goes and adds Eric Jeffers, who was on RDP in Blizzard Bash 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In a nasty wagon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think we have kind of talked where this thing is big enough. I mean, it's big enough they were doing the preview during the Bristol race.
Did you see the preview?
Yes.
Fucking cool.
The preview of the Bristol race on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
You know, so they're prepping that shit.
Which is what has to happen. You know this.
If anybody out there keeps saying, well, I don't see it on the schedule for Bristol Motor Speedway. Might not be on the schedule or to the naked eye, but it's on the schedule. It's
100%.
happening, boys.
This shit's going to happen.
It's happening.
Whether you're skeptical, whatever, there will be a show in Bristol.
Mm-hmm. Hope it's on dirt. I hope it's on dirt.
Yep.
I think most of the stuff that is going to be announced will be, I think, April 1st is what I'm seeing from the demo page and all the comments.
And if I get in that shit in the singles class, I'm looking for sponsors. Just want to put that out there. I don't give a fuck what you're selling. I will put it on the side of that car.
Fig Newtons across the motherfucking windshield.
Fuck. I will put a plexiglass windshield on that bitch to put it on there.
Maybe that wasn't such a good idea, but I sure do love me some Fig Newtons.
Man, this sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newtons.
Dude, speaking of sponsors, before we jump on in any farther, speaking of sponsors,
B's, T's.
Holy shit. Triple B's launched our online store.
Yeah.
I think it was first thing Friday morning. Something like that. It took roughly, 10 minutes, and there was already orders coming through.
Cody Pete reached out.
Yep.
He ordered a couple of shirts. There's 2 different 2 different styles on there.
Mm-hmm.
One full chest logo.
Crest.
One pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Cody said he ordered the pocket ones, I think.
Hoodies as well.
Hoodies.
Hoodies as well.
I'm going to get a hold of him, and I think I'm going to have him make me one that looks a little different than the others. Kind of like that one you got on. I'm going to do
Down
a
the
little
sleeve.
something. Yeah, I like that.
Down the sleeve.
I'm very primitive when it comes to clothing. Like,
because all your hoodies are Carhartts and they run a Carhartt down the sleeve.
Yep.
And I mean, that's just what you're used to.
yeah.
You actually ordered some Team Hard Nose shirts
Oh, yeah.
for Casey Johnson and Marty Million's show in Hurricane, Utah. Quality shirts, dudes.
They
Quality.
fucking. Like, I'm a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know that 3XLT stuff, and these bitches fit good.
Like almost to the point you probably ought to wash them first to hope they shrink a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little.
But that's fine.
Correct.
I'll take that over a shirt that you wash and you got a fucking belly shirt after that.
Yep. Or it's your old lady's nightgown.
True that.
Been there, done it.
So if you're looking for quality shit that fits the way it's supposed to, which I haven't got to talk to Chunk about that, but him being a bigger guy, I wonder if he did a little test fitting on that.
What he told me is right now the only thing that he's having issues with is trying to get a supplier for the XLT shirts at a better cost where he's not.
Yeah, because we're not trying to fuck anybody. And
No.
he is not.
No.
So anytime we can get a deal, you all will get to see that.
Yep. And then the other sponsor, Broadhead Decals.
I seen a
There's
whole motherfucking roll
Walking pancakes.
of walking pancakes. I told Justin, I said, we're gonna have to trademark this shit. It's gonna be me, him, and Casey on a fucking patent pending trademark right there. Put the stamp on that bitch. Walking pancakes.
Those are going to California
Yeah.
for Spring Extreme.
And I don't know that if anybody's been on there and looking or anything, but if you look in Derek's hand, he is actually holding a little
I'm
fella.
holding one. Just a little dude. He's just running out of my hand, it looks like. But, you know, everything is going without these great guys that we have in our corners working for us that are hooking you all up with great shirts at great prices, great designs.
And I
great
can
roof
tell you
fucking
all,
signs.
we are not getting rich off them shits.
No, none. Not at all.
Can't even buy soda is what we're making off these
No,
shirts.
sir. Not a piece. So people sit there and say, well, they got an online store. Well, guys, shirts aren't cheap.
Well, and you know how useless it would be for me to keep an inventory
Oh,
in this office of, because I don't know what sizes to buy.
you buy the general sizes. Say if
And then I've got 73 fucking medium shirts sitting in here.
yeah, that sucks. And what a lot of people got to realize is that when we're going to a show, some of the times we're flying. We can only take so much shit with us.
Remember the last time we did this?
Yeah.
Fuck. Carry on only.
Oh, yeah. Unless the carry-ons were too full and they had to check your bag and you didn't have a choice
True that.
because I had that.
Yep.
But
And we have to take our equipment with us.
yeah, that's what, yeah. There's one bag
Yeah.
right there.
So there's one person that ain't taking clothes.
I guess we can buy it there or whatever.
So then we pack another bag with merchandise. There's 2 people
Yep. So now we're trying to put all of our clothes and our wives' clothes
in one bag.
in one bag.
And 3 of the 4 of us are pretty big people.
We ain't midgets. We only
Right.
got one midget of the
Which
4 of
we
us.
could almost put my wife in a
In
carry-on.
a carry-on.
There's 3 people out there.
Yeah.
Shit, I had to wear my clothes out to Utah. I had fucking 4.
So a lot of the guys were asking me, hey, get me this, give me this. guys, that's not how this works. Just go on to Facebook. You click on that link.
And if you're having trouble, holler.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason it's saying your shit won't go through.
Call us.
Message us. Triple B's is on that link.
Yes.
There's a contact for him. All you got to do is message that dude.
Is lightning fast responding.
Yep. Yeah, he apologized the other day because he said he stepped away from his computer. I was like, bro, it don't got to be done right now.
Well, Justin's the same way.
Yep. Yeah.
I had him working on some stuff, and he's like, oh, man, sorry, it's taking me so long. I was like, Justin, I think I sent that to you like 12 hours ago. Breathe, buddy.
Yes. But that's just not how they're wired.
No, they're not.
No, it is customer satisfaction to 100%. Fuck that, 120%.
Yes.
They want everybody satisfied with their stuff.
And it's people like that will make, like, they're going to have so much business that they're going to have to start turning people away.
I hope. But I don't think either of them guys will ever turn anybody away.
They won't. They'll just work 19 hours a day instead of 16.
But no.
The only thing I did catch a little shit about is there's no bumper under our name anymore.
Well, we could probably see if they want to add that to the store as well.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
Like the banner that's in here.
We just don't want to get our shit too busy. And that's what I was trying to tell everybody. It was like, well, and we don't want to put too much on all this stuff. I mean, you guys know that we've got about 3 images that we use. Mm-hmm. We've got the hard nose logo with the bumper under it. We've got our caricatures. Mm-hmm. And now we've got the Make Junk Boys. Mm-hmm. That's about all you see us use.
Yes.
We don't have to use each logo or, they don't have to all be in the same spot at once.
No.
We're not going to stop using the bumper. That has not been talked about, so people don't have to worry about us losing our OG logo. We'll still have stickers with that shit on there. Mm-hmm. Like our keychains, we've still got those. 100% that shit can stay on the tumblers and all that shit. Because in stuff like that, we'll give you the option. Whichever one you want.
Like when I go to Cornhusker, I'll have both. For the koozies, the 4-in-1 koozies, the 20-ounce tumblers, there'll be some of both on there. So, if you want the OG emblem, no problem. If you want the new one there, hey, it's going to be right there for your choice as well.
Me and the wife were talking the other day. I need to get with our chief editor. I am about to make up another shit pot of neoprene koozies. I found another smoking deal.
You don't get to take those to Bristol.
I will take those motherfuckers to Bristol.
Okay, there's not an altitude in Bristol. So we don't have to worry about you hitting people with it.
Fuck around. It's a neoprene koozie.
But it had a beer in it. No, it didn't. You don't know this motherfucker. I promise you there wasn't a drop of anything in that son of a bitch.
But I got an email from the people I get the koozies from, and they're running a retarded deal on it. So I'm going to order another 1,000 of them shits.
Yeah.
That way we got them on hand. Do a few girly colors, and then I'll do, the whites, the blacks, the greens, all that shit again.
Word.
So.
Well, we talked about our sponsors because I think we're going to go a little maybe out west. Maybe in that Utah. Destructive behavior.
I'm pretty sure that the sponsors we talked about might have run some of these shows.
And I think one of the sponsors I know is signed up to run that show.
That's what I hear.
We've talked about Stern Dirt Racing a lot. Those guys, Johnny and Gumby and everybody has welcomed us in so good. Even for the Stern Dirt and the Full Contact Derby TV stuff. There's another big show out there, and it's not just Stern Dirt, boys.
No.
Destructive Behavior. It's the last weekend of July. It sold out for registration so fast. They, in my opinion, when you look at both of these, you are at two opposite ends of the spectrum. You're, you're a wired / light weld build, and then you are a wired / everything build.
That's why I like what they've got going on out there with the promotion companies.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the best of both worlds.
Yep. Just depends on how. What Johnny tell us? 6 hours from top to bottom for Utah.
Yeah.
From the north border to the south border is 6 hours, and I think it's probably less than that east to west or west to east. Destructive behavior is paying well over $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple classes.
Uh-huh.
Look like maybe the wired class sold out so fast they opened a second wire class. Turned all the fucking way up. You know, you have Tyson Shelley, you've got Derek Shelley, Jared Johnson, Parker Lazenby,
Chance.
It just keeps going and goes. CJ McPhee. I mean, these guys. Some of these guys you have saw on Gladiators of Steel.
Which was badass.
Word.
I rewatched it the other day. It was worth the fucking money.
I'm hoping they're getting out the second season. I'm hoping is coming soon. But this is that upper end, upper build.
This is the heavy shit.
Heavy mod type of nastiness.
And Utah mod's different.
They are.
It is. We even talked to Johnny, and he said, that they're a little behind the curve on some of that stuff. Mods they're not.
No.
They know how to use a welder.
All of
they know how to throw steel in a car.
Mm-hmm.
They know where to put the shit.
Yep.
Because I have seen some shit out there watching video after video after video. Because, with our line of work, you watch a lot of YouTube.
Your line of work, motherfucker.
I was talking about the podcast, cocksucker.
Well, you can throw your line of work in there, too. Not now, but
we watch a lot of that stuff. And, man, I have seen some cars come out there and be like, that is fucking junk. Wrong.
And then they'll be nosing people up for 5 minutes and their shit never move. Yeah. Yeah, you're like...
Marty Million. His car looked used the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong.
Just because Dave Burns.
Yeah.
Same way.
Looked all the way used up.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking front tire was sticking out past the front fenders.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Still want it.
Way wrong.
Still want it.
Think we'd get somebody on here, maybe shed a little light on this?
Yeah, let's give him a call and see what's up. Be right back.
Triple B's Tees offer custom shirts and logo designs for all your apparel and merchandise needs, offering a variety of shirts, hats, hoodies, tumblers, and koozies. Triple B's will work with you one-on-one to personalize and perfect your logo. With over 5 years in the business, 20 years in the sport, they live for Demolition Derby.
Chunk and his crew can bring your imagination to realization with zero limitations. So for all your badass tees, choose Triple B's. So we get them on.
Well, everybody wants to talk about Utah. So we'll get just Mr. Destructive Behavior on here.
Mr. Brad Bowman, what is up, my friend?
Not much. How are you guys doing?
We're good. I'm going to start this out big. Let's talk about it. Huge payouts. I mean, $110,000 plus.
Yeah, it's Utah definitely has a lot of money they like to throw around for their derbies, and we're fortunate enough to be a part of one of the higher paying out shows.
And what is absolutely crazy, this is a county fair show.
Yes, it is. It is a county fair, and they've done a good job of trying to build it into something. And you know, what I don't want to give out too much information, but we are looking into turning it into something much bigger than just a county fair show. But I mean, ultimately, it will still be the county fair, but it'll definitely be kind of like a destination derby if we can get everything worked out that we're working on.
Well, I know a point that I've made on here a lot is we've got shows locally that are running 4 classes that aren't paying out what your first place is in the weld class. I mean, for the whole show. I mean, they're putting on flyers around
crazy.
here.
I mean, we watch, you know, different derbies across America, and you know, the guys here in Utah, I don't think they realize how spoiled they are. Just having conversations with them, you know, some of them don't feel as grateful as some of the other guys, you know, that actually look around the country and see what's out there. I mean, Utah is very fortunate to be in the position they are in.
Well, we had Jared Johnson on about a month ago after South Dakota, and he almost was to the point that he didn't think he was deserving to run in such a big show. And I told him, I said, dude, you got one right in your back door. He said, yeah, but that's a county fair. I said, it's a county fair, dude, but it's a national level county fair. It's a national level show.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, you know, the eyes are out there, you know, on Blizzard Bash and Gold Rush and, you know, Metal Mayhem, Bash for Cash, you know, now this Bristol show or whatnot. But we definitely like to think of ourselves, you know, right up there with the best of them.
Well, I know we watched your show on Track Shot Live last year. We're going to do everything in our powers to actually try to come out this year. Not absolutely 100% positive if that's set in stone yet, but I've got to watch this in person because we have talked for as long as we've been doing this, almost 100 episodes, that Utah was my bucket list show to go to and watch. We actually got the privilege to go watch the Utah
State
Fair Derby last year with Johnny and them guys, and sit down with Full Contact Derby TV and do their live feed. But this is on a heavier built level, which we really enjoy. Does that do anything when you guys are making the rules and everything, just trying to make it hard cars driving wide open and not have to kind of back off?
Not really. So how our rule packages were kind of established is when we took over this derby and formed the business of destructive behavior, Ryan Simpson and myself sat down, and our number one goal was that we wanted to get the Utah drivers and even more on our local level back involved with our show. And so when we sat down and figured out the best way to do that, we actually created multiple classes to provide, you know, the opportunity for anybody of any caliber to drive at our show. So, I mean, we started with just the 80s wire class, which is 80s and newer, pretty much bone stock. I mean, you can't really upgrade any parts, really no modifications. And then we were like, okay, there's guys that don't really want to do that have parts, you know, shifters, headers, you know, rear ends that want to run a big show, but they don't necessarily want to spend all the time in the shop or the big money on the big cars. So we created what we call our old iron wire class. I basically took the 80s wire class rules and left the build the exact same, but we modified pretty much the whole drivetrain. So you're allowed engine with lower cradle, no trans brace. You can have any 5-lug rear end, pinion brake, slider drive line, shifter headers, tranny coolers, that kind of stuff. But you still can't modify the body or the frame. That allows the guys that have some parts that want to, you know, run, you know, a little more horsepower engine or whatever, the opportunity to do that. And then we went and we're like, okay, now let's build a class for the guys that want to build competitive demolition derby cars. So, this isn't really the class for the in-betweeners. This is the guys that want to potentially be on those national stages out at the big shows. So we built a rule package to basically, it's not obviously all out, but we're letting you modify from front to back. You can run all the protectors and stuff. And obviously the crowd loves watching the cars bend with the super soft cars, but they also enjoy watching these war wagons, with the high performance engines and cars that, do a lot of destruction.
Well, I know you guys got drivers that will cut frame rails completely out to run your show. We talked to Chance Ogden. He got caught. He did the right thing. He went through and he cut frame rails out. Is it a big change when you got like Chris and Sam and their tech crew coming to do this? Because we do know this is a qualifier show for Gold Rush last year. Is it the same for this year?
Yes, it is the same for this year. We do have those guys coming back. We feel like we put together a really good, fair inspection team. We may have flaws, but everybody does. But we do our best to make it as absolutely fair as possible. We try to give every car the same inspection. We try to really, like when it comes to those gray areas, with us, it's not black and white. We definitely will work with people, but obviously we have to make it fair for everybody. So some things, we're like, okay, you got us, but other things are like, no, man, that's too over the top or whatnot. That's way past the intent of the rule. So, we do have to work with them. As far as our inspectors, we just put a very diverse group of people together. We have a couple Utah guys. We have a couple guys coming out of Phoenix. And then Sam and Chris, they're our head techs. And just with their knowledge, a lot of people respect Sam and Chris. That helps us out, just having familiar faces, knowing who they are and what they stand for. Along with adding in our other guys, these guys really came together, gelled, and made a really awesome team. And so we feel like we do have a pretty good, fair inspection, thorough. And, the drivers, everyone wants to build really great cars. And, you use Chance for an example, but, he was very willing to work with us because we were willing to work with him. And so, he had to cut quite a bit, but he was able to make the track. So, it's just, we do our best to be fair.
Well, and really that's all that anybody can ask. Brad, I'm going to ask, how long have you been doing this?
I've been driving demolition derbies for 23 years. And then we've only been promoting for 2 years. This is our third year promoting.
So do you feel that you've worked the kinks out of how the show runs in those 3 years, or do you feel like that there's always room for improvement?
Oh, definitely room for improvement. Every year, I think you can improve. I felt like we really did our due diligence. We put in a lot of effort. I feel like we did really good year one for our first time. Year two, we had like 50 more cars. We were just overwhelmed in so many aspects of the show. Our tech line got backed up. Our pits got a little tight. The heats lasted a little longer. The show lasted a little longer. So after last year, now we've taken a huge step back and be like, okay, now how do we fix all of these problems to make it better? So we'll do that. We've already got plans in place for 90% of this. We're still working on some things. We feel like it's going to be an amazing show, but I guarantee you at the end of it, we're going to take another step back and be like, okay, well, we can do this better next year. We need to change this for next year. But that's the thing, is we are trying to improve every year so that we continue to get better.
Well, it's worth its weight in gold to hear a promoter say that. that they're open to change. They're open to suggestion. They're taking a step back. They're looking at what's going on. Because you see some of these guys that are set in old ways and don't want to progress. And you can't keep having big payout shows like this without progression.
Yeah, I mean, our goal for us is we try to make it to where every driver comes, they have a good time. Win or lose, we're hoping that when they leave, they had a good time at our show. And I've been to 200 plus derbies. I've watched way more than that, but I've drove or helped at 200 plus derbies. And we just kind of take all the things from those derbies that we've liked and try to bring them into our show to just build a really good atmosphere, fun atmosphere, and make the drivers feel like they are appreciated. Because at the end of the day, drivers are really who makes Demolition what they are. The drivers are what allows us to provide 110,000 plus purse.
Well, I can tell you just from the guys that we have talked to, Brad, that nobody has ever had a foul thing to say about the destructive behavior or the Wasatch show since you guys have taken it over. Being that it's a Gold Rush qualifier, did it hit you a little bit more in the fields when you had, the likes of Tom Russell Jr., Parker Lazenby, and Jared Johnson representing you guys for your qualified show at the Gold Rush National Wheelman Qualifier, even though that you guys had a team on the mod side of Gold Rush as well? We're very thankful for the drivers that represented us. I feel like some of them had bad luck and definitely could have done a lot better, but we sent out some good drivers, and honestly, we could have sent out a whole nother set of 4 guys, and they would have represented us just as well or even better. I mean, we literally, even this year, you could mix and match those guys, add a completely different 4. We're going to have some very good representation coming out of this Derby. Derby's come a long ways in Utah over the last 10, 15 years. My first trip to Blizzard Bash, Sam Williams told me Utah's 10 years behind time, and I'm like, I don't think so. Well, we made it out there. We took a look around. We watched the show, and I'm like, holy crap, we might be more than 10 years or behind times. So that was actually one of those holy shit
gap now. I feel like we might not be right there at the very best, but some of these guys are right there. Jared Johnson, for such a young kid, this kid has really taken the knowledge provided to him from other drivers, and he pays attention, builds such an amazing show. I'm in a car and puts on a great show. And then, like you seen our team out there in the team show. We definitely weren't going to win. We were having fun. We had some bad luck, some good luck, whatever. But at the end of the day, we feel like we represented the way we wanted to at that show.
Well, yeah, but you all weren't no punks out there
no,
either.
You fucked a bunch of stuff up, dude.
Well, that was kind of our goal. There's a lot of good teams at that show, and when heat draws are huge. Everyone knows that, but before we even started building cars, we all made an agreement that we were going to have fun, that we weren't actually going to go try to win this show. We were, obviously everyone's goal is to win that heat and move on. That was our goal. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't have the expectations to win or go home. It was, let's go have fun as a group of friends. Let's put on a show and have a great experience.
Well, y'all put the hell on in the show, boy.
Yeah, you for sure put on a motherfucking show.
Yeah, it's definitely we had a great time. We absolutely had a great time, and we actually are not going back this year. All of our teammates had too much going on, and we decided we were going to take this year off, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're headed back out again next year.
Well, What determined your car choice for that show?
Our car choice went off of what we felt most comfortable building. So we didn't necessarily take the rules and dissect them and be like, okay, well, a 2003 and newer is the best. We didn't really do that. We said, all right, what car are we most comfortable building with so that we can build the best car that we can? You know, I didn't want to try to go out on a national level and try to invent the wheel on a car I've never built before. Me, TJ, Nick Last, we're Cadillac guys. Jordan's a Vic guy, and so that's kind of how we chose our cars. We chose what we felt like we knew the best, not necessarily what may be the best.
Good answer.
That was a really good answer.
Really good answer. Well, Brad, we're going to go back just for a little bit on the Destructive show. We know that Trackshot Live will be there again this year. I did see that on their schedule. Is there a better hotel if we do get to come out there that you can point us in the correct directions?
Yeah, so we actually are going to be publishing our information hopefully this week. So we do have a room block set up at the Holiday Inn of Heber. We'll get all that information out this week so that people can go in and get that. We are trying to get another room block over at the Best Western, but we haven't got an answer back from them yet. But we do have the Holiday Inn set up. We just need to get all that information out to the public.
Okay. Are you ready? That's usually my last question. Are you guys ready? Are you ready for complete chaos come July?
We're getting ready. We're still planning and still kind of putting together things, but we're excited. We think this show is going to be awesome. The drivers list looks absolutely fantastic. We actually have quite a bit of new drivers coming in, which is really exciting to me. We lost a few guys just because, you know, they were going to other shows or timing or, you know, whatever reason. But the guys that came in and replaced those guys, pretty dang good drivers. It's pretty exciting. So last year we had 8 rollovers, 3 in the main event, and I think this year we could possibly beat that.
Well, Brad, we appreciate your time, buddy. Hopefully after the show we can get you back on here and kind of touch base again.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely would like to touch base with you guys later in the year. If we get set up what we're working on, we'd love to break some news to people and share our excitement with everyone. So we're definitely trying to work on something really cool. Right now it's kind of still up in the air if we're going to be able to make it happen or not, but it's super exciting seeing what could potentially happen.
Well, that's a deal on our end, sir. Hopefully we get to see you in person out there at Heber, and we will definitely be in touch, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Have a
Brad.
good one.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, we said we was going to get him on.
What's up? Because people just want to drop bombs with us.
I like it.
We had some Gold Rush bombs dropped on an episode.
Speaking of Gold Rush, did you happen to see the drawing that they're doing at Metal Mayhem?
No.
Oh. Let me touch on that right quick.
But thanks. That was Mr. Brad Bowman. He ran Team Schrade out to the mod class at Gold Rush of 2023. Full sent them bitches, boy. Don't think they didn't. I mean, they fucked up themselves. The other guys. But one thing I did want to... At Gold Rush, somebody sacrificed themselves to get their teammate free, to get him broke loose, and I'm talking got fucked up to do that.
Style.
Yes, he got his guy unfreed. He got it spun around, and he ate the dude's nose that was coming. that goes to show you that the type of guys that these guys are, that they'll throw themselves under the bus to help somebody else out.
We can't thank those guys enough for getting on here and talking to us. It makes our shows. It keeps you listeners coming back. We just appreciate the shit out of them.
That's right.
And what they're doing for the sport.
So what'd you locate? What
Okay,
bomb
this
you
was
dropping on?
This was dropped an hour ago.
Dropping an hour ago.
Yes, it is the ultimate Gold Rush experience. Sam went live. The lucky winner will be drawn at Metal Mayhem on September 21st. Grand prize for 2 people. It is 2 plane tickets or $1,000 in travel money. Hotel suite at the on-site hotel. Meals provided with the crew behind the scenes. Daily excursions with local tour guides, Mount Rushmore, etc. Track shot live following their experience. Free apparel package, 2 VIP tickets for each event, 5-day pit passes, drive in the Wheelman National Finals Saturday night, car provided, or you drive your own.
Holy shit!
And it costs $50
Really?
for a ticket. I'm gonna get 2 of them shits.
Could you imagine spending $50?
No, they'd be pissed off because they had to follow me around. We know this fucking guy.
Let's just hope nothing's getting videotaped. If that was to happen,
Oh, no.
because
No, I want this shit filmed like a documentary. If I win it, you follow me.
shit'll be on National Geographic.
Or cops.
We'll go to the loony bin together.
Live PD.
When you say that, I think Blair Witch Project.
Stay in and watch Live PD or go out and be on Live PD. But I want them following me after the Derby. That they don't even have to. They don't even have to follow me at the Derby. I want them whenever we leave.
Something else was launched last week.
New Titty Club?
No.
Oh.
Gold Rush will actually start on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. They kind of revamped some stuff.
Damn it, Sam. You're wanting me to just lose all of the vacation.
Yes.
Trying to get me to lose my fucking job.
Where they're trying to get some off times for these guys. So you're not working on your shit all day, every day. So they moved it to Tuesday. They're going to run a couple, I think the Nationals and the qualifying side heats will be ran on Tuesday.
Should have ran the compacts.
That would have made it a lot easier.
Monday. Just go on Monday.
Monday, just fuck it. Just go run on concrete, dudes. No dirt. We don't even got dirt in there yet.
You're going to have to watch out because we're putting dirt in here. Well,
Yeah, it's a big news are dropping.
well, it's that time
Every
of
day.
year. It's that time of year.
Yes. I mean, you had Bristol. Brad just spoke on, they're getting ready to drop something.
Yeah.
Sam has dropped this for Mayhem drawing, and then the extra day.
I can't wait to see what's in store with our next guest.
We need some really good fucking sponsors. Or some donations.
Please, guys, come on.
I ain't proud.
Here, hold on. This is me shaking a cup.
Just drop a couple hundos in here each time.
Yeah, we don't want all the money, just enough.
Just some. Either that or I'm going to have to get a fucking bank loan. I don't want a bank loan.
I'm gonna have to get another fucking job.
But no, it's
We want to be there.
yes.
We want to be everywhere. It's just it is not feasible.
Yeah. I think I'm on right now, if I add the Tuesday, I have 10 days of vacation. I think I'm on, that'll be number 17.
Yeah.
So that means 7 of those days will not be paid. And that's not everything.
Right.
That's not any Bristol if I get to go. So add another 3 days to that.
I'm already a week and a half over what vacation I had and sick time, so I can't even get sick no more.
I ain't even got sick time. I'm just fucked.
I just can't be sick.
But no, these guests right here are what makes us.
Well, yeah, it allows us to talk to speak on a national level.
Yes, any messenger that I've ever sent to anybody, any promoter, dude, no problem when you want to do it.
Yes,
they're using us as a tool. Not only Facebook,
which is what the fuck we created this
correct,
for.
a tool. We're kind of some tools sometimes.
Use us.
Yeah, treat us like hoes. We don't care.
Yeah.
Use away. So, next episode, I think we're going to stay out west a little bit. Another promoter on the west side of the country, and then I think we're going to start maybe getting that in the middle type of stuff, because we've got a really big show coming up at the very end of May. So just keep listening, guys. Keep following. We're almost to that 2,500 followers.
Is 2,500 and 100th episode going to hit at the same time?
It could be very close. It very well could be. Give you the heads up, the 100th episode. We will announce that day and time. When will we be doing that? It's pretty crazy because Spring Explosion is the weekend before that's when we would be recording our 100th episode. So it might be on like a Monday evening after Spring X to do this. But Mr. Triple B's Tees has worked up the special 100th episode quarter zip. We just haven't figured out how somebody's going to be able to win that, because Chunk will actually send that directly to the winner. That will be on our live feed. But we'll figure it out how we got to do it. Appreciate the shit out of you guys sending all the messages. I got confirmation there was a gentleman that is going to be meeting me in Cornhusker Chaos. He reached out after sending us a message on YouTube. He reached out through Messenger, and I'll be hooking him up with a few stickers as well. Thanks to the guys in Cali that are going to be rocking out the walking pancakes.
And hard-nosed stickers.
And hard-nosed stickers. And broadhead decal stickers. There's still some big shit coming up, guys, so pay attention. Pay all of the attention. So, brother?
Nope.
Make jump, boys.
And girls.